Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another exciting episode of All About Life. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how to identify if a woman is relationship material or just a piece of ass. So guys, there are a lot of things that we see in today's society which may be off-putting to try to pursue relationships. I've heard many women, talk about how most men are just dick because the way men move and the way women move in today's society, it isn't, for lack of better words, it's just everyone's out for themselves. So we're gonna talk about 5 ways to distinguish if that person is worth your time. 1, consistency. So when you are meeting a person for the first time and you both are just vibing and checking one another out and having a good time, you have to be able to see if throughout that period, once you met them, to see if they are constantly keeping that open line of communication with you, okay? A lot of us, we kind of get lost within this type of society where people are very flimsy, and honestly speaking, you might meet someone, you have a great time, and you don't hear back from them for days, weeks, and so on and so forth. That sucks. Whether it's a man or a woman that is pursuing one another, it's gonna suck. So you need to be able to see if that other person is giving you the same type of energy that you're giving them. All right. So if you are keeping an open line of communication with them and they are not with you, odds are they're just a piece of ass. And for you ladies, he's just dick. Number 2, when a person is creating excuses as to why they cannot account for their own time. When you are talking to someone or even in a relationship with them, and that person is always creating reasons as to why they've been MIA. If a person is going MIA on you often enough where you can notice, hey, they're gone for large amounts of time, odds are they're doing their own thing. And if you're trying to get into a relationship with them or you're dating to pursue a relationship, they're probably not for you. Just treat it as for what it is. If you're having a good time with them, keep having a good time. There's no problem fucking around. Now 3, this is going to suck a whole lot for you guys, okay? I know some of you're used to going on dates, you're used to having a good time, but you notice that when you're dating a girl, you're not able to progress the relationship more than what it is. You take the girl out, you're going on dates, and you notice that after every date, you're trying to make advancements to see if you can have sex, have a more romantic relationship with that person, and they keep denying you. They might even tell you, hey, I'm not that type of person. I want to wait and get to know you. So all in all, if that person is withholding sex from you, odds are they're not interested in you and you're going to have to move forward with your life. Number 4, when any person expects you to do favors or spend money for their time, okay? Now, I know a lot of us, we might have encountered situations like that where you're spending time with an individual and you're enjoying it, but you notice that every time you are hanging out with that person, they require something out of you. And we're talking about more than just your time. And then when you don't do any of these things, when you're not doing the favors or you're not spending the money, they're all of a sudden busy. They're not wanting to spend time with you. They're not wanting to engage with you. So it becomes very apparent that the only reason and the only time they will actually spend with you is when you are giving them something, okay? So get out of that situation. Odds are, if they're not wanting to hang out with you outside of that, they don't care. So you need to be able to distinguish if that person is worth your time. And now 5, last but not least, if you are not having conversations of future goals with one another. Okay, so people that want to be in a fruitful relationship are always discussing things that they can do, whether it's traveling together, building future empires, etc. Okay, so if you notice that every time you're with that individual and all you guys are doing are just messing around or just lounging and just doing whatever activities, but there's never a conversation in the future, you're not planning things together, it's more so of just a link, then it is what it is. That means that you guys are just fucking around, and that's what it is. Because either the man or the woman don't see more out of it, okay? And that happens. I've been in those circumstances where I'm with someone and all they want is just dick. And you have to just accept it for what it is if you want to keep that relationship going. If you're fine with that, keep it going. If you're not, get out. that person is not going to want more out of you, okay? And you're not going to get more out of them. So at the end of the day, when you're trying to distinguish who's actually worth your time and who's just, again, a piece of ass or dick, you have to realize that it all comes from communication and it all comes from mutual understanding of what you guys are trying to accomplish together. If there isn't a sense of togetherness, then you already know it is what it is, okay? So just a recap, just to go down the line of the things that you need to watch out for. 1, consistency. If that person isn't consistent and they're always flaky, then you know they're just a piece of ass. 2, always creating excuses. They're never accountable. Anytime you're like, hey, you've been gone for X amount of time, where have you been? Again, MIA. If they're always pulling this and there isn't a sense of that consistency, then you already know that they're just a piece of ass. 3, for you fellas that are taking these women out on dates and not getting any play, you know that in your case, it's not even a piece of ass, you're just losing out. And all you're doing is throwing your resources for nothing, okay? No one else's time is worth more than your own, okay? And that's something that you have to instill that in your head. Your time is just as valuable as the next person. So if that individual doesn't believe so, and they believe you have to pay for their time, or you have to do something for their time, then you guys are not a match. They're not into you, so you shouldn't be into them. Let them kick rocks, and you keep moving forward. 4, expectation on doing favors and monetary means. Again, these dinner dates, that's one example, okay? When you notice that someone is always requiring money from you, you gotta realize that odds are they just see you as for what it is. They're trying to use and abuse you, okay? And if you allow it, it's gonna happen. No one can take advantage of you if you don't allow it, okay? You have that power, the power of walking away or just saying no. And last but not least, as I mentioned before, building a future. If you guys are not making progressive moves together, odds are you're just gonna be what you are right now. And that is whatever's going on is just gonna continue to go on and move from there. So if you're fine with that, stay there. If you're not, move on. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do so. It would definitely and greatly help this channel to grow. We're a small community, but we're starting to branch out. Or you have any ideas or topics you want me to discuss, you can also email me at generalstarfox1991@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, and as always, this channel is all about you. Catch you guys on the next video.